Okay, I'm continuing with my series on the languages of Southeast Asia. Today I'm going to be talking about what is now known as Myanmar language, used to be commonly known as Burmese, and to help me do that I have a native speaker. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Moe from Myanmar. So now I am one of the students of Dr. Aguilera studying at ILC.
Okay, good. So this language, again, lots of languages have different terminology. They have different names in different places. Your government now officially wants it to be called Myanmar. You don't like to hear it called Burmese.
Yes.
So I'm sorry, I've been used to hearing it that way. If I slip and call it Burmese, it's still called Burmese in lots of publications and things like that out there in the rest of the world. But you would prefer for it to be called Myanmar.
Yes, I prefer Myanmar to Burmese because now we are using Myanmar in language and in nationality, so we call it Myanmar.
Okay, so this language has, I checked, it's about 40 million speakers.
40 million, more than 40 million.
Is that
speakers.
the whole population of? It's listed as 40 million native speakers, but I guess it's the official language, so the whole population of the country must speak it. So, what's the population of the country?
Maybe more than 16 million.
Okay, so 40 million native speakers, maybe 20 million non-native speakers. This language belongs to the Sino-Tibetan language family, which means it's at least somehow related to Chinese, various kinds of Chinese. That means it's probably a tonal language. Does it have a lot of tones in it?
I'm not sure, but I have from the books or something like that. Our language is derived from the Sanskrit. Sanskrit is one of, we call Pali. Yes.
So we talked about this in some of the other videos that I made about Thai and these other languages, that not genetically related to Sanskrit, which is an Indo-European language, but culturally. Lots of your words come from these Indic culture, Indic language, so the vocabulary probably comes a lot from there. The script doesn't. You have your own unique script, which has got a lot of round curly letters. You wrote your name here, so
yes,
this is
how my name.
This is Momo.
Momo.
Okay, Momo in Myanmar.
In
okay.
Myanmar, yes.
Okay. And is this an alphabet? Is this is it like Chinese? We have to memorize each character. Is there, when we look at this here, is there an M sound somewhere in here? Is there an O sound in here somewhere?
So we have alphabet, so 33 alphabets, and then we also have vowels, and so we have the symbols of the vowels, and then we put together with consonants and vowel to make sound, to make meaningful words.
Okay, so it is an alphabet. It's not something where you have to memorize the characters. Do you know, are there any other countries or any other languages that use the same alphabet? It's probably also derived ultimately from the Sanskrit alphabet, like most of the other script systems. But
as much as I know, so we have no other country
you're the only one
using this alphabet.
Okay. We have some poems written in this alphabet in this book. Maybe we'll read that in a little bit. But before we do that, let's just talk some more about the features of the language. Can you say a couple of things? Give us an idea of what it sounds like and how it works.
Our features of our language, in addressing in using first person pronoun, we have a different kinds of pronouns according to positions, according to the age, according to the rank. Like this, we address each other in different pronouns.
So speech levels, these are called. You have lots of speech levels depending on the.
Not speech levels, according to the age. So, for example, when I address to the older people than me, so I use one pronoun, and then when I speak with with the people the same age of me, so we use another pronoun, and then when I speak with the younger people, so I use another pronoun.
Okay, can you say a sentence using those three pronouns? Imagine you're speaking to an old person, to a friend, and to a young person. Say the same thing.
So when I speak to the older person, I use the first person pronoun, Jama.
Jama.
Jama. Okay, when I speak to the same age, with the same age, Nga.
Nga.
And then for the first person to the younger people, it's the same as the same age. We also use nga.
Nga.
Yeah, and this is the within the people. So when we speak to the monk or the very one, you know the monk, the sons of Buddha. So we use the bido. So we use different first person pronoun, the bido. And when we speak to the king or something like that, we use Chanomyu, like this. Different pronouns patterns. We have different pronouns.
Is it just the pronouns? Is it the verbs? Is it this whole sentence structure?
And the above we use the whole
say something like the green book is open on the table. How would you say that? The green book is open on the table.
The green book, Sayang Sao.
Sayang Sao.
Sayang Sao.
Is open
it's
on
open,
the table.
So we use the adverb phrase comes first.
Adverb comes first.
Yes. So wewoma means on the table.
On the table, open.
Sayang Sao ti the wewoma shiti.
Sayoma oti sewewoma shiti.
Sayang Sao ti the wewoma shiti. The green boat is on the table. So we have different syntactical structure from English. So we use subject come first. Subject, and then in English we use SVO. In Myanmar, SOV. And then the adverb, subject, adverb phrase, and then verb. Normally the verb comes at the end of the sentence.
So can you say something? I don't know. I'm telling. It's always hard when I say something, and you have to say something. Can you try to say something just natural? Really give us the tone and the feel of the language. Say, my name is Momo. I'm from Myanmar, and I'm happy to tell the world about my language.
It means my name is Myanmar. So we use the tone is not too high. It depends on our feeling, and then it depends on. So to express just to express my name, I always said just not high and low tone.
Okay. So again, if everybody in the country speaks it, are there lots of other languages? Those other 20 million non-native speakers who have tribal languages, other kinds of languages, are these very different from the standard language? Are there different dialects of it, or are they totally different languages?
In Myanmar, there are also some races who don't speak Myanmar, so they use their own language, their own language, and then they can understand the Myanmar language also. We have also regional dialects, and so like they say in vocabulary. So in one place it is called, it's named one. And then in the other regions, it's called other name.
Okay. So when it comes to learning languages, people do it for different reasons. Most people just have practical reasons. Somebody's going to go live there, they'll want to do it. But other people are curious about some of the features, special features that you told us about, maybe the complicated system of pronouns, other things like that. Other people like to learn languages because they're interested in the culture and the history. Now, obviously, you already said that you have a very strong Indic influence. Probably you have a traditional literature that's quite similar to Indic literature. Do you know anything about that? I mean, if I was going to make the trouble to learn an exotic and different language, I would want to know, at the end I'm going to be able to read books in it, watch movies in it, things like that. Is there a lot of that in Myanmar language?
Yes, in Myanmar language. So in culture, so in literature, we have a lot of Myanmar books. And movie also.
Is this a famous book, or is this just something they happen to have in the library here? Emerald Lake.
Yes,
it's a famous book?
Famous books and famous poems in Myanmar literature.
This is a famous poem in Myanmar literature called Emerald Lake.
Emerald.
And it goes like this in English translation. It's an 11th century poem. Emerald Lake, fed by a mountain stream, the water enters running and circle cool and clear within unbreachable banks. Water lilies are fragrant and all types of birds abound. This is so like Nanda, that is in the heavens. Is this perhaps the self-same Nanda Lake? Can you read that in the original, please?
Nyakanda tangja changte yewin pile ye jizwa kampai malhe jabang tong tong nemyo songdi bongwadinda nanda bilo duzwa hoda.
So it's much more compact, obviously. Took a lot more words, took a lot more space to express that in English. Is that an accurate translation?
So here I can find the name of the lake in the heaven is the Nanda. So not directly translated into English.
Okay.
So it's the essence of not to deviate the essence of the poem. Yeah.
So this is back from the 11th century. So is there a lot of older literature? Has the language changed very much? Do you know that? I mean, if I were to learn to speak with you and to read your newspapers, could I also read this? Is this modernized, or is this
not modernized ones? Are ancient poems.
So you can read an ancient poem.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. There are some languages that if you learn the modern form, and even if they have an older form, you can only read a couple of 100 years, whereas there are some that you get 1,000 years. So would you say that that's fair? If I learn Myanmar now, I can read something that was written 1,000 years ago?
Yeah, but there may be some differences from the ancient characters and...
of course, some differences, but it's basically the same. It's not a huge change over time.
Yes, some change a lot, some words change a lot, and some are, but we can catch what it's.
Good. So if somebody out there wants to learn Myanmar as a result of this, what do? How does one learn it? Did you look in the library here? Was there a lot of books for learning it, or no? Do you know if there are a lot of foreigners who have successfully learned it? Do you have any idea whether it's particularly difficult for Europeans, English speakers to learn?
Maybe as I said, the pronoun system, and then maybe syntax of the Myanmar language is quite different from the other language, and then we have problems using what we call tenses, and then it's quite similar to English. We have also present, past, and future. But sometimes, according to the situations, we use different tenses, quite different from the English. Not similar, the same as the English.
So, do you have any advice if somebody wants to learn the language? What should they do?
How can I advise it? So if you learn Myanmar, so firstly you have to learn the characters first, and then most of Myanmar characters are the wrong ones. Wrong ones. So we have already 33 characters, and then the vowel systems are maybe more than 10. And after learning this, you can put together like this, the alphabet ka. So the first one ka, and then the vowel system say a e u e o a. Those are vowels, and then we can put ka ki ku ke ko ka, and then next alphabet ka ki. Like
so you would recommend learning the alphabet first, and then using the alphabet while you're reading it to go through phonetically, going over all the sound combinations.
Yes.
So you think it would be important to get the sounds first, even before you start learning words and meaning, make sure you have the pronunciation correct. Okay, that's a good way to study. Do you have anything that you'd like to say to the world about your language and your country?
Yeah, so as we already know, the language need exposure. So if you expose Myanmar language, you can learn Myanmar easily, and then you will be skillful in using Myanmar language. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.